everyone. My name is Durandal, and I'm very excited to be here with you in week 6. I run Energy Hunters, a energy consulting firm and project developer for renewable assets, including solar and wind and batteries and even hydrogen. Um, I'm very excited that you have learned the 3 main objectives of this program. Like first, laying down your value proposition, what you're bringing to the table. 2, identifying the optimal ways that you can engage with your customers and other stakeholders. And 3, brainstorming ways that you can finance your green business. All of these 3 elements, like bringing you to to develop an operational plan that will guide you well into the future. So in this week's lesson, I want to share and explore one question. How does an entrepreneur keep growing their business, and how do you scale it and move forward? This is a typical question when an entrepreneur grows from like a early startup and develops their business as they move along. Well, in this course, I will share my experience throughout this past 8 years developing Energy Hunters while developing myself in the energy industry. So, let's get started. In this class, I will share 5 main lessons I have learned throughout my entrepreneurship journey over the past 8 years. But first of all, I want to share a little bit about how I got started and why. I grew up in a small mining town where now I would say it's a ghost town. The minerals gone and there's no more progress. Back in the day, decades ago, with my parents and grandparents lived there, there was a lot of progress and an opportunity. But that taught me a lesson. We gotta look into the future where sustainability and long-term development is key. I started my business back in college, where in Austin, Texas, I learned to do energy audits. Helping people save energy in their energy bills. I did about 100 of them one summer, and I was so excited about it that I brought that back to Kentucky, where I was going to school in Berea College, and I started doing energy audits for people in rural areas back in Kentucky. And I was one of the first pioneers back then helping people save energy in rural areas where no other business wanted to go. I recruited some of my friends to help me with accounting and everything else, and bootstrapping everything. But I think looking back, it gave me a first look at the renewable industry and sustainability. I took some time between that to really learn the industry and get myself up to speed on different things. I worked for Invenergy, one of the largest developers in the U.S. for wind energy, and most recently in EDPR, where I'm doing development in Latin America for large-scale solar, wind, storage, and even hydrogen. So, I think your business doesn't stop, right? I always kept it alive. I restarted the business very recently, like 1 year ago, once I felt more comfortable with my knowledge and all my lessons that I have learned over the past years. One of the first lessons that I've learned compared when I first started the business and now is I have built a team. Back then, I relied a lot on myself. I was very young and energetic and tried to do everything myself with that mindset. But you gotta change that mindset. You gotta build a team that supports you and builds your confidence. When you are down, your teammates or your colleagues or your partners bring you back up. That is the best thing I have taken from that transition period from back then to now. Now I have a team where I shared some of my equity, and now that team pushes me to do even better, and contributes to the business, to the growth of it. And if you can't build a successful team that supports the business going forward, it's hard to move forward. The second lesson that I want to share that was really compelling is taking advantage of challenges. Take for instance COVID-19. A lot of people were scared of it, and a lot of challenges to regular business. So you have to adapt. You gotta be able to pivot from one thing to another, and learn the best ways to deal with it. For example, the best advantage for COVID-19 for me was to enter new areas and new regions that it would have been almost impossible for me before. Now I can conduct a lot of my business meetings and a lot of my client meetings over the phone and over Zoom or Teams. So it has enabled my business to be more agile and be more creative, right? The third lesson from my whole experience is, you gotta be able to measure your progress. You gotta be able to set metrics that can help you improve your business and see how well you're doing over a period of time. I think you gotta set up something that works for you. Something that your business is capable of doing. It could be once every quarter, once every month, to check whatever type of business you're doing. You gotta make sure you keep a track record on what you're doing, and what are the things that are working and are not working. So my suggestion from my experience, to see 2 or 3 things that you think you want to improve, and work on them, and see, get some feedback from your customers, get some feedback from other competitors, or even other stakeholders within your network. And finally, the fifth lesson for me has been to keep my network fresh. I think you never know when some of your friends or acquaintances will bring you more business, or you might need something from them, or they might need something from you. So just keep your network fresh. Always go to events, and keep moving forward. I think if you keep stock of this 5 lessons, you'll be good. So thank you very much, and I hope you are very successful in your business.